Time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
And today we're joined by Katie Klein with Belter and Lincoln, and Jeff Wagner is back. So the suspect in the deadly Colorado movie theater shooting in court today, and we've learned more about 24-year-old James Holmes. He, this weekend, police searched his apartment. They recovered the explosives. The bomb squad did. They also report Holmes ordered thousands of rounds of ammo online and had it delivered to his house. The question, should there be more regulation of internet sales? Can you just go on and buy as much as he did?
I think in this particular case, he was so motivated that he would have found any way legally, or if he needed to, illegally, to get the amount of ammo that he needed. You know, there's a lot of people who order their ammo online who are good people and use it for the right purposes. So I don't think that it's necessarily fair to punish them. But I do feel like over the past few years, we've had a rash of, you know, more and more gun violence where it's turned out that the perpetrator has gone to outlets online to get their handguns, to get their ammo. So I'm kind of riding the pine on this one. I don't know how I necessarily feel because I see it from both sides.
Well, see, I'm going to surprise people. And matter of fact, I took this position on the radio this afternoon. I got beaten up by some of my listeners. But here's the reality. A couple weeks ago, my wife catches a cold. I go over to the drugstore to get some of the cold medication that works. Yeah. I got to give my driver's license. I go into this giant database to get a handful of cold pills. This character, in the space of a very limited time, 3,000 rounds of rifle ammunition, 3,000 rounds of handgun ammunition, 350 shotgun shells. He tries to sign up with a shooting club, and they think he's so nuts that they just don't want any part of him. Look, I understand law-abiding citizens buy, lots of ammunition in bulk, and there's all sorts of legitimate purposes. But I got to tell you, if I have to register to get a handful of cold pills, shouldn't there be some way of tracking people that are buying thousands and thousands and thousands?
I think if we do track, the problem is then you drive people underground. You know what I mean? Like Katie said, if he couldn't get it legitimately through the internet, he's going to find another way to do it. And how do you police if I'm going to one site and buying a small handful and another site and buying a small handful?
Is it as simple, Jeff, as making him go in a store to make a purchase this large where somebody across the counter can look him in the eye and says, this guy looks a little twitchy, he's buying 3,000 rounds? But again, if he's
piecemealing,
yeah, but he bought all of his guns.
Right. See, I don't have a problem with the internet sales. What I have a problem with is the large amount and nobody keeping track of it at all. If you buy a firearm from a federal firearm licensed dealer, you go through a background check. There's a record of that gun somewhere. The internet is pretty much the Wild West. And look, and I understand 99.9% of the people who buy the ammunition over the internet, they're not a safety risk. I get it. And I also don't know that this would have prevented this guy, but man, there were signs. There were signs.
There are always signs, and they're always missed, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. So